Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be my 5-star predictions, like updated, and we'll do a recap of the first 5-star predictions video I did last December, which I'll leave a link in the description and in the iCard. But yeah, let's just get straight on into this. So first we'll do the 5-star predictions that I had and what I gave them. I'm not going to go into detail on what these books are about. There was 8 in that video. I have read 5 of them, but 2 of them I'm iffy on still if they're going to be 5-star predictions, so I'm removing them, and then 1 is still a 5-star prediction that I just haven't gotten around to read. But there's a few other ones that I think are going to be 5 stars that I want to add to this list. So I'll just go in order. So, From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This was a 5-star. It's now one of my favorite, like, the Blood and Ash series is now one of my favorite series. So this was a 5-star. I loved it. Like, amazing. I managed to read those 630 some page book in like 24 hours. So of course, 5 stars. Then we have The Final Empire, which I just read in like last month, and this I did give 5 stars. I really liked it. And you'll see another book in this series later in this video. Winter by Audrey Gray. This I didn't like that much. I gave it 3.5. It had so much potential, but the execution was just not there, and I don't know if I'm going to continue this series or not even. Cinderella is Dead by Cale and Baron. This I gave 4.5. It was almost a 5 stars, but there were just a few things that I'm like, okay, if that would have been changed, it would have been 5 stars, but it was so close. And Stay Gold by Toby McSmith. I did give this 5 stars. I did really like it, and yeah. So the 3 books that I mentioned in that previous video that I'm either removing or continuing on is Camp by Elsie Rosen, and that one it could be a 5 stars, but now based on what I've heard and all that, it's maybe gonna be a 4-star. And Ember the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. We'll get back to that. And Renegades by Marissa Meyer. And Renegades, I do still think it'll be a 5-star, but it's not one that I'm going to be reading probably within the next few months like some of these other ones. So I'd prefer to do this 5-star predictions on books that I know I'm going to read, for example, in 2021. So onto the books that are 5-star predictions. Technically 1 is not released, but I have an arc of it. We'll get to that. So, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I do still think that this is going to be a 5-star prediction. This, I'm going to struggle horribly to describe it. We have Laya, who, her brother gets in trouble and she ends up taking his punishment by having to go undercover at this, like, military, like, academy, and we're in, like, an ancient Rome-inspired setting. That is, like, all I know. But I've heard so much great things about this. I'm dying to read this. I'm hoping within, like, the next few months to be reading it. But I don't know. The next book, this is actually, for the 5-star predictions, the only book that I actually own right now, and that is Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee. And this week we follow Noah, who has this blog that is about all of these, like, meet cutes, these, like, queer, trans meet cutes, and everyone that follows the blog thinks they're actually real, when in reality they are from Noah's imagination. So when that gets kind of exposed, he ends up fake dating Drew to kind of prove that these fake meet cutes could actually be real or something like that. I have no idea, really, like, and then it's fake dating turned actual feelings, and I'm, like, really excited to read this. I'm hoping to read this in the month of June here, but I'm not sure because I have a bunch of other books I want to read as well. I absolutely just love this cover, though. The next 5-star prediction is One Last Stop by McQuiston, and this we follow August, who has just moved to, moved to New York, and August doesn't believe that these like cinematic love story things of like these cute meet cutes exist. But when she ends up meeting Jane on a train, all of that kind of goes out the window, and there's the fact that Jane is kind of almost like seems like misplaced in time. So it's like, it's a queer like romance set in the 70s, I think it is, with a little aspect of time travel, and I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, so I really hope I'll love One Last Stop. This one, I couldn't imagine this not being a 5-star, and I'm planning on buying a copy when I go to the bookstore in like, I think it's like next week. Yeah, I think it's next week I'm going to the bookstore, so I'm planning on picking it up if they have a copy available. If not, I will definitely be ordering online. I knew that this book came out a few days ago, but I knew I was going to the bookstore in like a week, so I was like, I'll just buy it there. It's not one that I'm like, I do plan on reading it this month. If I get a copy of it, I will literally throw all of my TBR out of the way to read it. Next we have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and this I'm going in knowing nothing except it is a Achilles and Patroclus retelling of like the Greek mythology, and that's all I know. I also know that like you will cry. Like everything I've heard about this is like you will cry at the end, you will like, that's all I know. I'm talking with my hands a lot, but that's all I know. That's all I want to know, and all I know is that it's meant to be this really cute Greek mythology retelling. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. And this is one I also plan on picking up a copy if they have it at the bookstore. They didn't have it the last time I was there, so I'm really hoping I can get it this time. The next 5-star prediction is the continuation of The Final Empire, so The Well of Ascension by Sanderson, which is the second book in the first era of Mistborn. And in The Final Empire, we have, how do I describe this? I always suck, but essentially, we have, 1,000 years after the Lord Ruler has taken over the world, and we have Kelsier, who ends up becoming a Mistborn, and a Mistborn is somebody that can take all of these metals and use their abilities, and then we have Allomancers who can only use one metal, and Kelsier bands together this like group of people to try to take down the Lord Ruler, but he realizes that there's one piece missing of his plan, and that is Vin. And Vin is a kind of street rat who has just kind of barely been able to make it survive. She's an orphan like Kelsier, and that's kind of how I can describe it. I suck at describing it because this is an adult fantasy. I usually don't read adult fantasies. I can name like the amount of adult fantasies I've read on like one hand, I think. But The Final Empire was a 5-star, so I feel like The Well of Ascension could be, because I love where this story is going, and I plan on reading this in July maybe. I don't think I'll have time in June, but July, I think that's when I'll be reading it, but I'm not sure. And the final book, this is the one that I was saying that isn't released, is If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzales and Cale Dietrich. This, I was lucky, I was able to get an arc through NetGalley, because 2 months ago maybe, there was a thing that any NetGalley user could get a copy of this book, like an arc of this book for like 48 hours or something. I snatched that up. I was like, I'm so excited. The second I heard of this book, I was like, I'm so excited. I'm honestly surprised I haven't read it yet. I'm planning on reading it this month or next month for sure, but this isn't released until, I need to check the date, December 7th, so it doesn't come out for another 6 months. And so I'm just going to read the description of this, because I actually don't know what it's about except like a boy band, and it's 2 of the members dating, I don't know. 18-year-olds Ruben Montez and Zach Knight are 2 members of the boy band Saturday, one of the biggest acts in America. Along with their bandmates Angel Fan and John Braxton, The four are teen heartbreaks in front of the camera and best friends backstage, but privately cracks are starting to form. Their once easy rapport is straining under the pressure of the fame, and Ruben confides in Zach that he's feeling smothered by management's pressure to stay in the closet. But on a whirlwind tour through Europe, I can't speak. With both an unrelenting schedule and minimal supervision, Ruben and Zach come to rely on each other more and more, and their already close friendship evolves into a romance. But when they decide they're ready to tell their fans and live freely, Zach and Ruben start to truly realize that they will never have the support of their management. How can they hold tight to each other when the whole world seems to want to come between them? That I'm just like, I love that idea, especially that, like, I don't know, I feel like this is gonna be a 5-star. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know what your 5-star predictions are, if you think any of the books that I mentioned are 5-star predictions, or have you read any of these books on this list, and what did you rate it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and bye!